If your child plays MLS, ECNL, or highly competitive soccer, you know that the competition is insane. But here's the crazy part. Some of the most talented kids who dominate in training completely disappears when scouts are there. They hesitate, they don't take any risks, they overthink, they second guess themselves. They looking nothing like the players that they are in practice. And here's the truth, that has nothing to do with their skills. You're not looking at a soccer problem, you're looking at a mindset problem. My name is Valentino Di Lorenzo and I run a mental performance coaching program where we basically mentor kids that are really good, typically MLS Next, ECNL, that are playing safe, they're hesitating, they're not playing at the full potential, and we transform them. Some of them become captain of their team, some go play in Europe, some get scholarship for college. But before I go into the reason why good players can't perform in games, I have a big favor to ask. A lot of you watching this video are not subscribed to the channel, so please subscribe to the channel so we can reach more families. And if you like this video, don't hesitate and like this video. And you have any questions that I always reply to any comment, just put it here in the comment. The difference between kids that get recruited for D1 college or they get to the pro level isn't their skills. Obviously they need to have skills, but if your child plays MLS, ECNL, or highly competitive soccer, the skills are there. And the player that can confidently take risks on the field, that can be vocal and aggressive, take those 1v1 instead of overthinking it, and show up in big moments are the players that coaches and scouts are looking for. And even if you do 100 hours of private training, that skill isn't taught because you're practicing your practice brain. You're not training your game brain. In fact, 73% of college soccer players are recruited in MLS Next and ECNL or USL leagues, but they typically look for players that are resilient, they have a strong mentality, they are leaders, they're talking on the field. So if your child is super skilled, but in practice, not in games, if your child is vocal at home, but not in the games, chances are that scouts or colleges are not gonna look at those players. Let me break it down for you neurologically. This is important, so pay attention. When your child feels the pressure, they're using a different part of the brain called the amygdala. When they practice with their team, or when they play with their friends, they use a different part of the brain called the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain that allows you to be more creative, to play freely. But the amygdala is the fight or flight part of the brain that shocks your body, and that's why your kid can't think straight when they're scared. They are overthinking everything and their body is weak, they have less energy, so they don't play like they should, and they actually make more mistakes than usual. That's why your child looks really good in practice, but in games they are completely different. It's basically brain chemistry, and it's something that most coaches and trainers don't understand, and they don't know how to fix it. If you think mental training is only for kids who are struggling, think again. Top athletes across every sport are investing heavily in their mindset. Lionel Messi worked with a mental coach throughout his career. He suffered from anxiety and overthinking, but the mental work that he did allowed him to become the best. Or Djokovic, tennis player, he uses a lot of mindset routines, visualization, and he always works on mastering his mental game. Or Carly Lloyd, 2 times FIFA World Player of the Year, she worked a lot on her mindset, and her goal in the final of the World Cup, obviously that wasn't a chance, that wasn't a luck, it was mental preparation. Or NFL quarterback Russell Wilson is known for meditation, mental training. Even Manchester City, they have a mental performance coach in the team, because when you play at a high level and there's big things at stake, you have to work on the mental game. The technical, it's not enough, and when things are not going right, you need to have a mental coach to help you get out of it. When things are going well and you want to keep going, you still want to work on the mindset to stay at the top. And professional players, champions, professional teams, they all work on their mindset just like they work on their skills. If you want your child to make it to the top, they need to learn this, especially if they're playing safe, especially if they're hesitating, especially if they're not taking risks, they're not vocal, they need it. So college recruiters, they don't look at stats. They look at how your child reacts to mistakes. Does he take initiative in games? Do they lead vocally or they stay quiet? They stay composed if somebody fouled them or provoked them, or they overreact. In other words, they're not just recruiting for skills or stats, they are recruiting for mindset and how you deal with the pressure. And most kids are not trained for that, and that's where we come in. I have a link here in the description if you want to book a call with us. We're gonna see if your child is a good fit for the program. We're not gonna hard sell you because we only work with players that are committed, families that are committed. So we might reject the application once you get on a call with us because we guarantee results and we only want to work with people that want to work with us. I've coached over 500 players. Most of them were ECNL, MLS, USL, high-level soccer players, all competitive. And they all have one thing in common. They all struggle with fears of making mistakes. They don't want to let the team down. They are playing safe. They're hesitating. They're using negative self-talk, negative body language. They're dealing with tough coaches. So if they don't know how to deal with all that, their chances of succeeding goes down to zero. The players and families that are investing in mental training, they're seeing their child playing at the best. They're seeing their child succeeding. They're seeing their child getting scholarship. They're seeing their child becoming captain of their team. So imagine your kid has a lot of potential and you decide to let them go to waste because you don't want to invest in mental training. Or imagine investing in mental training and seeing your child playing at their best in a few weeks. Because our players, our students, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, max, they're playing at their best on repeat every single month. You can check on my Instagram. I have a link here in the description, website and also the Instagram. But on the website, there's 500 testimonials. You can see how many parents, families we transform. It's not therapy. It's not motivational speech. It's a systematic, proven approach that is applied to the games and to their life so they can play more consistently, more aggressively, and move on quickly from those mistakes. But we train things like mental tools, visualization, the self-talk. We also set goals together. We talk about nutrition, game analysis, why failure is normal. So all life lessons that your child needs to learn in order to play at their best and become successful in life. So again, I have a link here in the description. Book a call with us. It's free. Worst case, we'll give you some advice. Best case, we're going to transform your child into a fearless leader. I'll see you in the next video.